Hi, I'm Peter Mezitt, president of Weston Nurseries, and today I want to talk to you about planting warm season vegetables late into the season. And it's actually beyond the first day of summer. We're in late June here. And a lot of the garden centers will still have these 3-4 inch starts here. This is a sweet pepper, and this is a yellow tomato called Lemon Boy. And sometimes they're on sale because the garden centers still have them and they need to get into the ground. And I want to dispel the myth that it's too late to plant things like peppers and tomatoes come June or even early July. It's definitely a myth because the soils are warm now. They've only been warm for three to 4 weeks here, and there's not a lot of new growth. You will see the tomatoes, obviously further along than this that have been planted 3 weeks ago, but these little guys with the soil warm now are gonna acclimate to the warm soils that they're gonna be planted in and grow very quickly and catch up. So you'll still have a harvest long before your last frost. If it says 60 days to 90 days, it'll be more like 60 days because the soil's warm and they'll get to the harvesting point much quicker. So great time of year actually to plant your warm season vegetables like your peppers, like your eggplants, tomatoes, things like that, and have a crop actually, even if you've planted them earlier, this will produce a later crop for you and you'll have the enjoyment of being able to harvest for multiple months throughout the year. So it's actually a good idea for that reason as well to plant late in the year. Some of the other vegetables that are great to plant into the summer months are your other warm season vegetables, which would include things like cucumbers and squash, and I mentioned eggplant earlier, peppers and tomatoes obviously, beets are good. Things that may not be quite as good are the things that tend to bolt quicker, like some of your cabbages and your lettuces. Herbs are great to plant late in the year. Some of them, they make up quickly as well. Your basils are definitely a warm season crop that you can plant later in the year. So I'm planting a tomato start here. This one's called Lemon Boy. We have very good selections of tomatoes still available in our garden centers, and a lot of these are types you won't find in the stores because they don't travel well. When they're harvested 3,000 miles away, there might be a shorter season for their ripeness, and you always want to try to find varieties that you don't see, and they taste so good. Planting a tomato, no problem late in the year. You're going to have a great harvest probably within 60 days on most varieties, so by September you'll be picking from this plant. It'll catch up to the ones you've planted earlier. Tomatoes, you want to plant them a little deep, a little deeper than most. You can bury an inch or two up on the stem here, typically is good. Always remember to label it so you don't forget what it is. The other thing you want to do with tomatoes once it gets a little bigger is to prune off their lower branches. And even though you see some flowering, and flowering turns into fruit, you still want to prune that off so it doesn't get splash and fungal diseases. You want the plant to concentrate more on growing up rather than out, and the weight of the fruit weighing it along the ground will just promote more diseases. So it's also good to use trellises or tomato cages to tie off the branches to keep them growing up. So if you saw my other video on how to properly plant trees and shrubs, we talked about circle berms. I'm kind of doing that here with the vegetables because this is a summer planting and I really want to water these in a little more heavily than I would if I planted them in the spring. So I am leaving a little channel around here, kind of like a circle berm, and I'm going to water the heck out of these tomatoes. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this. And I'm Peter Mezitt from Weston Nurseries. Have a good day.